Hi, my name is Koren Wiskman, and I'm here to show you exclusive new stamp sets from scrapbook.com. I've made a card today. It's an anniversary card, but I think we're going to do a little bit of a little girl's birthday card just to change it up and to show the versatility of these stamps. This is the Sentiments for Every Occasion, and it really does have sentiments for every occasion. You can use it for Christmas cards, Valentine's, New Year's. There's plenty of birthday fonts. You can mix fonts. There's little squigglies that you can add to your sentiment to make it more interesting. You could basically make your own sentiment. There is graduation, Easter, Halloween. I mean, anything that you can think is in this set. Anytime any of my friends or family do anything in their life that deserves congratulations, I try to acknowledge that, and this is a perfect little congratulations. It has the scripty font. I love that it has sending because a lot of times you can't be there with the person that's having this great thing happen to them in their life. So sending is a great thing to add to your sentiment just to make it more personal. You could even have a blanket statement of sending wishes, sending happy wishes, and that's just for every day. You could send happy wishes for no reason whatsoever. So I made this card here. This has a Neenah 80-pound card base, and I've used the Sentiments for Every Occasion stamp set to create a collage of sentiments on this particular card. First, we're gonna die cut this star, and then we're gonna do some stamping on it. So this is definitely going to be held for a special project because it is too pretty to cut. So we're just going to set this one aside because I love it very much. But I did cut this one. This one is another rainbow. It's just a smaller pattern. I cut it to 6x6 because I like to go to the second from largest die in the pack. That's usually my go-to. And it fits here in the Sizzix die cutting machine. And I need to do that. All right, so we're cutting this nested star. I hope I got it through all the way. Oh, I did. So I really like the diagonal kind of the stripe, so I'm going to load it into this so that my stamping goes in that, where the pattern goes in that direction. And you just line up the points so that they're all touching the sides. It's nice and secure in your stamping platform. I'm going to do a birthday card for a little girl, which is different than the happy anniversary, but let's choose some really fun and different fonts to kind of have a mix of fonts in the sentiment. That way, a sentiment-heavy stamp set such as this one, you can really get a lot of use out of it by being creative with the words and the fonts. And this one has a lot of different fonts. It has like 3 different fonts and a little bit of squiggly lines. So just to make it interesting. Let's see here. We got birthday. We're still going to use this happy. This needs to go in the widest part of the star because it's the widest of the sentiments. So we're going to put that one first and build the sentiments around it. So I like the arrangement, but there's holes. So like there's a little bit of there and a little bit there, and that's where these squiggly lines come in, or to make it interesting. Kind of like confetti. So we're going to close the door and pick up the stamps in the arrangement that I made. Make sure our star is still in place. Everything will stamp great. I'm going to treat it with the EK Success powder tool because we're going to emboss these with some clear embossing powder. Let's try not to make it wonky. I'm using Versafine Clair, the Nocturne. This stuff is fabulous. I didn't think anything was gonna be quite like the original. Just give it a little bit of pressure in all the little areas, especially the smaller stamps that are fine detail. Oh, we made a boo-boo. That B is not cooperating. There you go. All right. Now we're going to use this fancy gold paper to do some heat embossing. I just use it to collect all my embossing powder so I can put it back in the jar. I coat it, give it a little shake, give it a little tap. This is very technical, this technique here. Let's add some more. Usually the embossing powder will make your ink look very dull when it's coated completely. So if you see any shiny parts on your paper, it doesn't have embossing powder on it. So I'm going to heat up the heat tool, and I'm going to let it heat up for about a minute so that it gets nice and hot. This paper is very thin. It's paper, not cardstock. So you want your heat tool to be really nice and hot when you take it to your paper. All right, so I'm going to take it to the back and then to the front. And then you'll see the shine. And that's it. We've got a nice sentiment, happy birthday. And then this just slides right back in the container. So I chose this striped embossing folder to add some texture to my background. It just creates lines in the background, almost like corrugated cardboard, if that makes sense to you. And I've set my machine up to do some embossing. It's really not that hard. I'm really dramatic. And voila! Look how cool that looks. So we're going to add a little bit of dimension to the back of our star piece with some foam tape. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you get as close to the tip of the star as possible because you don't want it to fold over on the edges. I hope that makes sense. Kind of like this. So now this foam actually has adhesive on one side of it. So that side we can just pull off. So convenient. And stick it to the back of this piece. And then we need some adhesive on this side, so we're going to use this. This is 1/4 inch double-sided adhesive. And that's good. Who's going to get annoyed that I didn't use it on there? I'm just going to leave it like that. You can leave it in the comments. Okay, so I kind of eyeball it. I don't really do a lot of technical measuring to see where it should go on the card base. I kind of put it in and then, I just stick it down. That looks good. So now we're going to try to make sure that most of our star is aligned inside the confines of the front of the card panel, okay? And then we're going to cut off the rest because we don't need it. We want it to fit in an envelope. There we got most of our little, and then this part that we got to cut the star's power a little bit so we can send it to a loved one. And now is the really fun part where we get to embellish with fun things that little girls would love. We have all these stickers and pieces of chipboard, and this is fun. Okay, I want to go with the unicorn. And this specifically matches, ooh, I like that. Where the unicorn and it's flying over that little squiggly piece. And I don't think that's enough. I think we need more. Let's do, ooh, the roller skate. That's so me. I wish I had those roller skates. I would so rock those roller skates. And let's see, maybe, no, this is hard. Oh, there it is. Happy little rainbow. So now we have a fun birthday card that we can send to a little girl and she's going to love it. And chances are that she could probably reuse those stickers. So I've made an anniversary card and a birthday card. I know that I'm going to be using this for Christmas and New Year's, and I can totally stamp in my planner when holidays are coming up or birthdays. I can use this in my traveler's notebook. and my scrapbooking that I really need to catch up on. I'm sure you do too. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to see more from scrapbook.com, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a message. Happy crafting!